Nami is a best-kept secret, a national voice with a local perspective. Nami is the country's largest grassroots organization that is mission-driven to provide support, education, and advocacy services for persons with mental illness, their families, caregivers, and friends. In the U.S., 1 in 5 people will face some sort of mental health challenge in their lifetime. They'll need answers and help when that happens. Nami is here to help at no cost for the information, education, and support they'll need. They're up next on Bayside. Good morning and welcome to Bayside. I'm your host, Shelly Sanders. Like I said in the open, we're talking all about Nami here in Pinellas County. Now, I can't think of a more apropos person, or two people, to talk to than past president Judy Turnbaugh and newly elected president Rosalie Boucher. Welcome to the show, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
1 in 5 people. 1 in 5 people, that number to me, maybe it's just me, but that number seems almost surprising. I mean, I'm a little bit even shocked. I didn't realize the numbers were like that, and I think that I probably am not alone in hearing that. I mean, I'm sure our viewers are kind of piqued some curiosity there. Thank goodness you are here, having said that. So welcome to the show. Like I said, talk to me about it. I know I kind of alluded to it. I gave the lowdown on what you do, but talk to our viewers from a perspective of, like, really, what is it? How is your presence established here?
Well, thank you, Shelley. Yes, I think a lot of people are surprised that it is 1 in 5 families that may be challenged with a mental illness sometime during their lifetime. And that's why we're here today. And why it's the best kept secret is that a lot of people don't know that NAMI exists, and we're here to help them. Many of us, both Rosalie and I, are family members, and we were surprised when a member of our family was diagnosed, and we didn't know where to go or what to do to get the help that we needed. So when we found NAMI, that was just absolutely wonderful. We're a nonprofit, very nonprofit 501c3 organization, and we're comprised primarily of volunteers. Our mission is to provide support, education, and advocacy for everyone, for the family members, for the person who has the mental illness diagnosis, for their caregivers and their friends as well. So we're here to help them get through all of the trials and tribulations that they may have, and to understand what truly is mental illness and how they can help their loved ones as well.
Sure. Would you think that in part that best kept secret isn't just necessarily because of the or about the organization, but also the mental illness? You would think that at this day and age, when it's so PC to be open-minded and embrace everyone for whatever issues or non-issues that they have, it's still surprising that mental illness still comes with a certain air of stigma with it or associated with it.
That's so true. That's so true. And we think that that becomes the barrier for the individual, the family, the friends, the community that is touched by these illnesses. And in the past, over the generations, I mean, these illnesses have been around a long time. If you look back in history, they're mentioned way back as far as the Bible, and yet we continue as a society to stigmatize against people and not really comprehend the many facets that go along with developing an illness. Genetics plays a part, the environment plays a part, and society has a hand in that ownership. And as family members and individuals, we tend to perpetuate the stigma by not talking about it,
Sure.
not bringing it out in attention.
It'll go away.
It'll go away,
Right.
and it's just a growing phase, and don't you worry about it, because it's never going to happen to you. And then we start to realize that if 1 in 5 people, when you look around a room, are touched by an illness, that can be devastating.
Well, that really puts it into perspective. When you think 1 in 5 people, I mean, certainly right now in the studio, we have at least 10 people sitting right here in this room. So which 2 is it? So that sort of personalizes it, if you will, when you start to think, wow, that could it be? And maybe it is even a situation, because not all mental illness is the same. It could be varying degrees.
Exactly.
That's very true. And it's those degrees that people sort of, you know, we think of mental illness, we think of the chronic, severe, persistent illnesses that sort of cover the lifetime from young adulthood on. Conditions like bipolar depression and schizophrenia and schizoaffective disorder, but we often dismiss devastating conditions like anxiety, depression, which the percentage compared to the chronic illnesses are a lot higher out there and left untreated, but not as secret, you know, and not as stigmatizing. So, you know, we sort of move forward with some of the treatment, yet we fall behind in other areas, especially the chronic areas.
So that being said, where does Nami step into the situation? So you have someone that has recently been diagnosed, or even suspects, maybe we're not even to the diagnosis yet, but is struggling, thinking, yeah, I don't know if this is depression, because I don't know what it's like. No one in my family's ever even talked about it or known that they had it, so I'm a first. Where does Nami come into play?
Well, we have a helpline, and the helpline is a really good resource. People don't know where to reach out, but we advertise our helpline everywhere, and we'll get many calls from people that they're questioning it. They know something just isn't quite right, and they need some answers. So we invite them to come to our education meetings first, which is really a good start. And then we also have family support group meetings. And the family support group meetings, you come to that and you're meeting other people that are going through the same things that you're going through, like experiences. And then you say, well, maybe my situation isn't as bad as I thought. You know, others do have the same things happening in their own family life. So then we get them introduced to some of our programs. Right.
Okay, so there are resources available, and in case you want to check those out, you can always log on to their website. It's Nami, Nami-Pinellas.org. You're looking at the website right there, and of course we'll have this website on ours, zw44.com as well, in addition to having that helpline on the screen throughout the show. Go check it out while we take this short break. Welcome back to Bayside. I'm your host, Shelley Sanders. We're going to continue our conversation about the National Alliance on Mental Illness, otherwise known as NAMI. Now, we're talking with Judy and Rosalie. When we left on break, we were talking about some of the resources that are available on your website. Certainly the hotline number for those that need help and don't know where else to turn to. You know, really and truly, to give this the true justice and time that is needed to talk about all things NAMI, we'd need 2 or 3 shows. You'd need to have the whole entire month.
We agree.
So we'd have to have like NAMI November. So that being said, since we don't, let's give me a brief rundown of some of your other programs that you have. What are some of the educational programs, for example?
NAMI prides itself on its support, education, and advocacy. And Judy mentioned that often we develop relationships with individuals in the community who show up at the family support group meeting, recommended by a practitioner, post-discharge from a hospital. And we talk about their emotional stages that they're in right now. Some of them have just come out of chaos, learning to cope, or, you know, getting to the point where, you know, you're advocating. And we have family support group meetings, and right now in Pinellas County, you can go to the website, but we meet. This is where families and friends get to share experiences, and they're all at different levels of coping. And it provides something that we should never forget about, and that's hope. With hope that you hear outcomes that are positive, that people recover, and recovery happens every day, if we allow that, if we open our hearts to it. So we meet in the central part of the county for our family support groups. We also meet in the north part of Pinellas County. We're starting to bridge out because when our citizens talk, Nami listens. So we listen for those cues, and then we provide those services where they're most needed. Those are excellent, excellent resources to start out in. But we bridge out from there. We have a national signature course called Family to Family. It's a big commitment. It's 12 weeks. You come once a week. It's taught by educated facilitators. It's taught based on best practice. It's evidence-based. It's taught the same way in Chicago, New York, Miami, Tampa. And so you get the same experience, the same information. You learn everything from medications to what exactly are the disorders and what strategies can I use when we're not doing so well, and how do those work? And they get to try them on, and they get to resource, and we get to laugh, because humor is a really important part of our life. And
Therapeutic.
We need to keep it right there too. And with all of those programs in place, it's a win-win for the citizens that we serve and the individuals, the families, the loved ones. Many people walk away from that course and they say, why didn't I do this years ago? And of course, that could take your breath away. Years ago? Because probably just like you're shocked at 1 in 5, it often takes on the average of 5 years for families and individuals to really get a true diagnosis and to work with treatment that works.
So it sounds like, to be fair, it sounds like then if someone, perhaps you at home that are watching today, if someone even suspects like, gosh, you know, I just can't shake even the blues or whatever the case may be, or you suspect a loved one within your family that is struggling or having some sort of signs that that just off, don't even know how to describe it. It sounds like the sooner you get on to this, the better off life can be for not just the one individual, but for the entire family.
It's true. And it's one of the areas that saddens us when we hear from our community that they wait years to get service. And it's not because they're neglecting their family member or themselves. They just don't know where to go.
Sure.
But here we are, and we want to help. And we're staffed by volunteers. And
so are you currently looking for volunteers, accepting volunteers?
if you're looking for a great place to volunteer, come to Nami.
Okay, now you at home, if you've watched this show once, you know this is your big fat hint. Nami-Pinellas.org, that's the website. Right there you're looking at it, volunteers, and remember they are a 501c3 organization, so I would imagine they're not going to turn down any donations either, ladies.
No, we love donations.
Fantastic.
We would encourage people to support NAMI.
Sure.
Become a member, and membership is just $40 for the year. If there's a financial situation, then you can become a member for $5. But your membership is very, very important to us.
Sure.
And
Now, I'm not an accountant, but I would imagine, being that you are a 501c3, you can talk to your accountant, and
yes, it's
who knows, there might be a tax
deduction.
deduction available for
Yes.
you, and it's not much at the end of the day.
Right.
So really quickly, you have peer support groups.
Right, and we would like to introduce you to Johnny Limbaugh,
Okay.
who is one of our great facilitators and involved in many of our programs.
Can't wait to meet him, and I know you
Okay.
can't either. We're going to take a short break, and in the meantime, I want you to check out their website, nami-pinellas.org. Of course, we'll have a link for you on ours as well. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back. Welcome back to Bayside. I'm your host, Shelley Sanders. We've been talking all about Nami Pinellas. And of course, we've had Judy Turnbaugh on the show. She's been helping us gain a better understanding of what Nami does here in the Bay Area. And now we're joined by Johnny Limbaugh. You are a peer advocate with Nami. What does that mean, Johnny?
Well, I have been diagnosed with schizophrenia back in 1986.
Right.
So I do a lot of peer programs, which is what we call people with mental illness. They used to call us consumers, but we're trying to get away from that because a consumer is someone who buys a product. And I've always said if I bought my mental illness, I want a refund. So we have different peer programs that are available, like they talked earlier about the family-to-family program, and we have the peer-to-peer program, which is a 10-week course, 1 day a week, and it teaches recovery and relapse prevention for persons with a mental illness. So it is we're trained nationally to teach the program, and you have to have a mental illness to participate in the program and also to teach the program.
Wow.
And we also have our peer support groups, that we have on Monday nights in Clearwater and Wednesday nights in St. Pete's. And then we'll be starting up again our ones at Bay Pines Hospital. And those are also persons with mental illness run those support groups. And they're also a national-based program.
Sure. Now, I know we still have a lot to talk about, but you guys also brought a video. Can you talk to me a little bit about this? Who are we looking at here?
This handsome gentleman is my husband, Donald Turnbaugh, and Donald has been with Nami for 21 years as a volunteer also. And this picture that you see now is of my brother, Danny, and that is why my husband and I became very involved in Nami. This video is available on our website, nami-pinellas.org, and also on Central Florida Behavioral Health Network too. And it explains more in detail the many things that we're involved in. So I hope you all will take the opportunity.
I recognize that guy too.
Oh yes, that's Johnny. We had a big fundraiser, and it was Beach Blanket Bingo, and he was the MC, and we had so much fun. And that's how we also raise funds so that we can provide programs. And that photo is with our CIT officers and one of our great peer advocates, Terry Taggart. Mm-hmm. Johnny, would you like to talk about the CIT, what it is, and explain it a little bit?
Well, CIT is crisis intervention training for police officers to teach them how to deal with persons with a mental illness when they go out on crisis calls, and also how to deal with the family members. It's a very important program. I've done every class that's been done since 1999 when we started it. Wow. I've done every class in Pinellas County. It's very important to see the officers be so interested in what they can do different. Sure. When they go out on a crisis call.
And the CIT program is a community-based program. We're 1/3 of the group. It's 1/3 advocates, it's 1/3 law enforcement, and 1/3 mental health professionals. And it's a 40-hour course that we provide free of charge to the community. And it has really changed the face of law enforcement for people with mental illness. At graduation, they get a CIT pin, and they wear it on their uniform. And people with mental illness are aware that those officers, when they see them wear that pin, that they have been trained, they're more understanding, and they will take them for treatment rather than to jail.
Absolutely.
So
I would think
fantastic.
that it's so important for that. It should almost be mandatory that they have that training, CIT training. All right, a lot of information that we've given you thus far. You're looking at the website right there, nami-pinellas.org. That's where you're going to go for more information. Also, to download that video that you were looking at, or you can log on to Central Florida Behavioral Health Network, CFBHN's website. They've got it there. We'll have a link for you on ours as well. We've got so much more to tell you about. Go check it out. We've got to take a break. As always, I want to thank you at home for joining us this week on Bayside. And of course, thank you all for being here. It's been most enlightening. We need another show. And thank you for my brain, my little stress ball here. All right, for more information, log on to their website, nami-pinellas.org. That is the website. We'll have a link for you on ours. You can download the video there, or CFBHN's website or ours. We'll have a link for you. Have a great week. I'm Shelley Sanders.